Star money draping gold, we sipping on success. Diamonds make moves, icy wrists stay fresh. Dating lights flicker, shadows of the best. Click rolling deep, never failing, no test. I'm the man, star money's glow. Diamonds dance, watch them show. Click together, never solo. Ohio's finest, let 'em know. OVO nights, heavy on the vibe. Strutting through the city, unstoppable tribe. Cash in the pocket, dreams in our eyes. Popping bottles, no disguise. I'm the man, star money's glow. Diamonds dance, watch them show. Click together, never solo. Ohio's finest, let 'em know. Whispers in the dark, luxury and grace. Star money governs, leads the race. Glitz on the teeth, crowns in place. Date nights, victories embrace. From the streets to the skies, we escalate. Star money, quick plans, they never late. Money in our steps on the path.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of On God Podcast. I'm going to say what I say, and I'm going to say it every time I say it. Everything I do it on God. Everything we do it on God. And when I do it with these two crazy motherfuckers, we do it on God. I'm Young Money Bad News, the coach of the Star Money Click. Number one rapper in the world, and I am BMC for life. That is 1-5. The BET's People's Choice Award nominee. He is also the other coach of the Star Money Click. Number one producer in the world. He is also the owner of Punishment Vodka that sponsors every show that we do. That is Jimmy 2 times. The 49ers, Heat, Tigers, and Sooners fan. He keeps adding his teams to his name. and he is also my brother from another mother. We are the On God Podcast. All right. So we was a week behind, but we really wasn't a week behind because a lot of shit happened. We wanted to let shit escalate. So I'm going to go back to the NBA Finals last Game 7. The Thunder beat the Pacers 103-91. The first thing I want to talk about is I'm gonna get into the stats. But the first thing I want to say is I want to give a shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. Our prayers is up for you with you, my man. If people didn't see this game in the first quarter, he came out with 9 straight points, 3 threes straight. I mean, deep balls too. I'm talking about pause, deep balls, but pause. Shout out to Cam. But he was on fire. The game was still close. So people all say, well, if he would have kept playing, I don't know. I can't say that because OKC is a well-oiled machine. And that defense stepped up in the second half. But he went out in the first quarter. It was really sad. A calf injury turned into an Achilles injury, which mostly normally happens. If anybody's seen Kevin Durant against the Raptors in the finals years back, it was his calf first, and then he tore his Achilles in the game. It just happens that way. Klay Thompson the same way. So our prayers are up with him. I hope it's a full recovery. We hope he get back soon. Okay, in this game, Siakam 16 points, Mathurin 24, Nembhard 15, McConnell 16. Production, yes, but not enough when your star player is out. SGA 29, 12, and 5. Jalen Williams 24 and 4. Chet 18 and 8. Caruso 10 points. Wallace off the bench 10 points. The well-oiled machine since the beginning of the year when me and 2 times said OKC was gonna win it all. They won it all. I don't know where the fuck 1-5 went, but they won it all.
He couldn't take that Pacers loss, man. He had to leave.
Yeah.
He wanted to hear that.
It was one of those things where to me personally, it wasn't a great game by OKC. They played down to the Pacers because I think they were so up for Hallie that when he went out, they kind of took their game down a notch and played to the level of what they was playing. And that's why I think why it was so close. Because honestly, I think I think if they really would have stayed focused, they would have blew them out. They beat about 12, but I think they would have beat them about 20 plus. It was a great year in NBA basketball. Congratulations to the OKC champions. This is their first time champion. They're not the Seattle Supersonics. Of course, the Supersonics won first. Of course, their expansion team based off of them, but they don't count it because when they won it, that was what they announced. First time ever. 2 times. How do you feel about 1-5's back now? But how do you feel about OKC's journey this year? 2 questions. How do you feel about the journey that they had in the last 2 years, honestly? Because this was, to me, and I know you're going to agree with me, to me, to all 3 of us, this was a 2-year journey to become NBA champs. Because they were number 1 in the NBA last year. But how do you feel about their journey getting to where they were? And do you think that the NBA champion this year ultimately was the right NBA champion this year?
Well, first I'll address your first question. It was definitely a journey. I mean, it was pretty much storybook. You know, what happened, what ended up happening this year, in their mind should have happened last year. But we all know sometimes things don't happen on your time. They happen when they're supposed to happen. And I think exactly. I think them getting tripped up last year set them up to be even hungrier this year. Because all in all, they was number 1 last year, but I would have loved to see a battle between them and the Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks. I think it would have been a better matchup, but we didn't get that. But it is what it is. You know, we gonna roll what we got. You know, to answer your second question, I feel like because the best team went coast to coast. Now, the NBA is a long ass season. It's 82 fucking games, and you got several rounds, and a lot of shit can happen. And you know, nobody saw Indiana coming here, and you know, because in our mind, it was we all said it was probably gonna be Boston and Oklahoma City doing this shit out like they should have did last year, but that didn't happen. So, all in all, I think what we discovered is SGA is by far the best player in the league, and I ain't saying like by miles, but I feel like he finally asserted himself as the guy that if Oklahoma City is close within this game and you let him take over the game at the end of the game, you're gonna lose. And
That's your ass.
your ass. They figured it out. And like I said, I think that there was a blessing in disguise getting tripped up last year because of that. Because sometimes things can be going so well, and you look around and you know, as athletes, they be like, man, we about to beat everybody ass. This shit is in the bag. Womp, womp, womp. And then the next thing you know, you look at it and you're like, damn, what the fuck happened? So now you got to go through that same process again to get right back and still stay hungry, stay focused, and then teams is gunning for you because they saw what you did last year. Now they looking like, okay, this is a team to beat. And they stayed on their pivot. I appreciate the fact that they didn't come up short again, because then we would have been having the conversation of, are they choke artists? Or is this really a team that's for real? And I don't like having those conversations, but we have those too much in sports all throughout, no matter what league or situation we're talking about. So it was truly a great honor to actually watch this whole process take place. Even though I'm a Heat fan, that's the hometown team. I don't take credit for that. It's cool that Oklahoma City won something, but I can't take credit for that, man. I ain't one of them, man, that's a team. Nah, I ain't doing none of that. We've always had a fondness for the hometown, but I am a true Miami Heat fan. We don't play that having second team shit. But congratulations, Oklahoma City.
1-5. The same question. Does the journey, the 2-year journey, how did you feel about the journey? And the second question is, did we get the right champion this year in the NBA? Because wait a minute, before you go, because last year I feel like we got the right champion last year. Mm-hmm. So I just want to make sure we still on the same boat. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, I feel like we got the right champion this year. I feel like the Pacers was lucky to get there because, let's face it, they got lucky with the Celtics being out. I'll take a finals appearance Did Halliburton hurt him? Maybe
to a certain
maybe
extent.
not.
To a certain extent.
Yeah,
Inconsistent.
maybe
To a certain extent.
You
here's the
gotta
problem
say you
with
gotta
saying
say
that,
that.
though. And I'm a Pacers fan. So the problem with me saying Halliburton hurt him was Halliburton hadn't showed up the whole series consistently. So to me, for the Pacers to have won that game, they need a guy. They need somebody that's going to come out and score every single night, not a guy that's going to, I think I'll score tonight, and then tomorrow I might get like 8 assists and 6 points, or, Pascal Siakam. They got a couple dudes to me that are pretender superstars or closet superstars. They step out of the closet one day, see their shadow, run back in, groundhog superstars, whatever you want to say. But the journey for Oklahoma is one of the best ones that I've seen in a long time, because Oklahoma really built that team around that trade for SGA. And with the draft picks and everything else that they got from the Clippers. So it would have been easy for the Clippers to be in this position, but they didn't see what SGA could have been. And, shout out to Oklahoma, man. They were the best team wire to wire. And we got the right champion this year, man, for sure.
What's funny? I'm gonna tell y'all when I knew they was gonna win the title. It was the end of the year, and people was playing for playoff contention and seeds and shit. And they had a late season game, and they went to Boston, and they beat the brakes off of Boston in Boston. And Boston had their whole team. You know what? No, I think Jaylen Brown might not have played.
It wouldn't have mattered.
No, Jaylen Brown played. And SGA and them, the Boston Celtics in the beginning of the fourth quarter, they got the game close. Man, by the end of the fourth quarter, they was up 20. And I said, God damn. I said, they really are the best team in the league. And I said, I don't really think if you give them 7 games, ain't nobody gonna be able to fuck with these young boys. These young boys got too much energy. They got too much stamina, too much go. They got too much drive. And they forced by something. They're forced by what they lost last year.
Right.
They wanted to win it last year. They went out early. They like, man, y'all got us fucked up. And Draymond Green, I'm gonna be honest with you, Draymond. Shout out to Draymond, because I know he got a pod. You gave them motivation. Because you said that teams like this ain't supposed to be friendly. They ain't supposed to get along. Oh, no. They had the interview with SGA all together. I mean, it's just the camaraderie with this team was built to win. I mean, they're like a college team in an NBA form. No, I take that back. They're an NBA team in a college form. Right. They're just built right.
It's like a frat house.
They're built right. Yeah. So I got to give congratulations to OKC. Shout out to 2 times hometown for winning them a title. It's a long time coming, man. They've been there for a while. I'm about to step into free agency. It's the second day of NBA free agency.
Yeah, crazy.
First of all, I got a lot of shit I'm about to go over. I've got a lot of names. We're gonna talk about a lot of people, but we're really just gonna talk about the people that stand out in these signings. Yeah. We're not gonna talk about the mediocre shit, but I'm not gonna be disrespectful, so I'm gonna point out everybody that's known that got signed. First of all, I'm gonna start off the congratulations to Mike Brown, Knicks head coach.
Yeah, I knew that was about to happen.
I think that was a good move. I think that was a good move.
Unbeknownst to Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith, he didn't say that it was us. What did he say? It was a sensational or some silly shit. I said, you know what? If you look up in a few months and these motherfuckers is over here busting people's ass, watch how he turns the fucking tide. I don't even want to hear.
That's what you got to do, though.
Yeah, that was a great hire at head coach.
Yeah, he's gonna keep that defense right.
Yeah. It ain't even a defense. That ain't their problem.
No, I'm saying their continuity's gonna stay.
I'm not disagreeing.
Situational basketball.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is, remember, people forget this. Mike Brown was a defensive head coach for the Golden State Warriors for these title runs. So while y'all don't know why the fuck because I was with Don earlier. Don said,
and it's San Antonio.
So I can't believe he got the job. I said, I don't know. He started in San Antonio. He went to Cleveland head coach. He went to Golden State, won titles. He went to fucking Sacramento and balled out. It is what it is. All that. It is what it is. Shout out to Mike Brown. I'm gonna start with what happened today. The Lakers signed DeAndre Ayton to a 2-year deal. We got our center. About time. We need to make a lot more moves.
That was a good pickup.
We got to make a lot more moves. But I like that move because he's a oop and he worked on his jumper so he can shoot now. We came across this conversation earlier in the year, probably like 2 weeks before. I think we was in the finals when I brought this up to both of y'all. But SGA signed that 4-year deal we was talking about. He took the 285 max super max instead of the 5 years, 375, which is going to set him up to play till 2030, 31. But he also set it up where now they can keep the core. The core is there. Now, if they drop a player here and there, it ain't gonna hurt them. They got so many picks. They had a hell of a draft.
That shit ain't gonna be nothing. That's irrelevant.
Well, what's the other boy, Williams? The other boy, Williams. They can keep Williams and Dart. That team's good.
Yeah.
No.
Who do you think, Chet?
Yes.
You gotta pay Chet. Yeah.
You keep Williams, Chet, and SGA. You're good. Dort is replaceable. Don't ever get it twisted. He's replaceable. Because you can find a two-way player in the league.
Yeah,
Miles Turner. 4-year deal, $107 million to Milwaukee. But this is the funny part. The Bucks waived Dame time and stretched $113 million to make this work. So if y'all don't know how the business works, the Bucks just put themselves in the same position they was in, except they got a healthy player compared to a hurt player. So when they thought Giannis was going to look at this and go, Giannis is looking at this, and he posted on his Instagram this. Remember I said this? Giannis said deuces. And guess who commented and loved it? Steph Curry.
Yeah. But you know what's so crazy about that? Miles Turner wouldn't have left, but Indiana didn't want to go to that second apron for the luxury tax. So he said, yeah, but that was smart though, because how
can you pay a man that didn't show up in the finals?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then two, the fact that you're pretty much not going to have Halliburton the whole year. You don't know what that team's going to look like. So you might as well just develop some players, sign a few guys.
You got Thomas Bryant that can do the same thing Miles Turner can do. You got Siakam. He gonna come back. He's gonna come back. You got Obi. Obi plays the same way. And Obi's better than Miles Turner, honestly.
And I think they drafted a big man. They drafted a big man.
They did. Michael Porter Jr. traded to the Nets for Cam Johnson and an unprotected first-round pick. This was a great move for the Nuggets.
Great move.
Because you took a three-point shooter and traded for a three-point shooter that's younger, more consistent, can score. The Nuggets made moves. So I'm going to ask y'all a question. Well, I just got y'all response. I don't even have to ask. D-Lo, point guard, signs with the Mavericks. 2-year deal, $13 million. This is going to help the Mavs because now Kyrie can go back to the 2.
Yep.
So now you got Kyrie, you got D-Lo, you got Klay Thompson, you got Cooper Kupp, you got Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, you got old boy, the other center Gafford. I mean, these motherfuckers, Mavericks.
They made a couple other moves too. They made a couple other moves, small moves too.
Oh no, they're loaded. Mavericks are loaded.
Now is Kyrie hurt? Is he playing?
Yeah, but he'll be back. He'll be back by late season.
Yeah, he'll be ready. Because all he do, he tore his ACL. He'll be ready.
Yeah.
Trey Jones agrees to a 3-year, $24 million deal. Jake LaRavia signed with us for 2 years, $12 million. He's a nice little forward. He can shoot. He got a 3-ball. Dennis Schroeder is my hey. Shout out to Dennis Schroeder. I'm gonna tell y'all about Dennis Schroeder. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret y'all don't know about him. He has a YouTube channel that he broadcasts his whole life. Everybody knows he's from Germany, but he broadcasts his channel with his wife and his kids. And I have watched him go from every team he's played with in the last 5 years. And it's so dope because he's so humble. And if y'all ever get a chance, just go to YouTube and check out Dennis Schroeder's channel and watch him talk about how he came up to be who he is. Because he shouldn't be who he is. If y'all know his story.
I know about the podcast. I just never watched it.
Not a podcast. It's not a podcast.
You know what I mean? You know, like a little,
Yeah.
you know,
If you watch it,
I mean,
you will love it because it tells his whole story. I got to give a shout out to him. He got a 3-year deal, $45 million to the Kings. I think this was a good move for the Kings because they lost De'Aaron Fox. Who else I got? Oh, Valanciunas traded to the Nuggets for Dario Saric. This was a good move for the Nuggets because now you can sit Joker's big ass down and let Valanciunas come in. Now Joker can get his rest. I mean, this was a great move. How y'all feel about this move?
they got a bench now. Denver got a little bench now.
Yeah, they didn't have a bench this year at all.
Nope, and they got your boy back. They got Bruce Brown back.
Yeah,
too.
Bruce Brown back. I wasn't gonna say because I knew you still announcing people. That's why I want to step on your toes.
Yeah. Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't know how we let him go. To the Rockets, 4 years, $53 million. The Rockets are loaded. The Mavericks and the teams in Texas right now are gonna be a problem. San Antonio, Houston. Fuck my cousin, but shout out to my cousin too. That's his team. San Antonio's gonna be loaded. Houston's gonna be loaded. Shout out to Dale. Dallas Mavericks gonna be loaded. I mean, Texas is gonna be a problem in the West.
But you know what's so crazy? Because I know you're not gonna really say nothing about this. But Minnesota is sitting on their hands, and I don't know why.
Can I get there?
I'm just sitting on their hands right now. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna get there. We might not have brought this up, but I'm gonna bring it up. I think I brought it up last pod, but I'm gonna do it again. Porzingis to the Hawks. The Hawks look good. Look good.
Mm-hmm.
Trae Young finally got some help, so I can't wait to see what that looks like. Drew Holiday to the Blazers, but he is not happy. They are talking about he wants a buyout, and I can see that happening, and I can see him going to a contender. I'm not gonna put out there now where I think he would go, but Drew Holiday will be 35 or 36 years old. He still got game left in him.
Yeah.
The Blazers ain't the move for him though. It ain't the move.
Again.
Yeah. Ty Jerome. The Grizzlies still Ty Jerome from the Cavaliers for 3 years, $28 million. They tried to make up a Bane. I don't think they did, but Ty Jerome can play. He can play. Lonzo Ball to Cleveland. That was a good move. If he stays healthy.
If he stays healthy.
Lonzo Ball, we hope you stay healthy.
Well, I hope so too. I see him play.
Boy, he'd be nice out there. Mm-hmm. Harden stays in LA for 2 years, $81 million. We're not surprised.
Yeah.
That's his home. He wants to be in Cali. Randall stays in Minnesota for 3 years, $100 million, which we knew was going to happen if Nas walked.
Right.
And Nas walked. Did Nas get picked up, bro?
No, he resigned with Minnesota. Yeah.
Oh, they got both. They got both of them.
Yeah, they signed both because look, they signed Nas first, and the next day they resigned Brandon. Yeah.
So Minnesota's trying to stay intact. I won't say they're sitting on their hands though. I think they're trying to stay intact. I mean, you got to run that back, bro. You got to.
No, I was thinking the reason why I said that was I was thinking they make a few small signings for their bench. I wasn't talking about anything flat.
They still got players. You got to remember.
Well, there was a couple of small guys. I thought they should have got Jerome. That's why I was like, well, shit.
Oh, boy's still out there though. What's old boy from Boston? The vet.
Horford. Horford's out there.
Still out there. Horford out there. Your boy Duncan Robinson, 3 years, $48 million to the Pistons. Great move for the Pistons. I'm gonna tell you why. Because now when they get stagnant on they're gonna swing it. That's a 3-ball. And he ain't gotta play a lot of minutes. He's just a shooter. He's a specialist.
But you know what? I like the fact that we got somebody back for sign and trade though. Yeah, I'm happy he got out of Miami too because he was no longer fitting what we wanted. I think we needed him, but we couldn't find any minutes for him, and he was a liability on defense. And we really that's one of our things. We need to find offense and defense in the same player, and he wasn't going to give us both of them. But we did get back a semi decent bench player just in a sign and trade for him.
Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Nuggets, 1-year deal, making that bench look good. They making moves, man. Shout out to the Nuggets. Jordan Clarkson is also going to sign with the Knicks once he clear waivers for the Jazz. That's a big move for the Knicks. They have no shooters. They don't have nobody that can get a bucket, and he gets buckets.
He can
If
get a
y'all ain't never
bucket.
seen Jordan Clarkson play in Utah, he played for LA. He was with me. Wake up, the boy back. He gets
He was in
buckets.
purgatory.
Man, I'm mad we lost that motherfucker, man. I'm about to say a name. If you watch this past year's Olympics, the boy can hoop. Gershon Yubasel, 2 years, $12 million. This pickup right here, though, they took him from the Sixers. The boy got game. The boy was
Yeah.
giving USA a problem. He played for the France team. Y'all had to know he was because he had the fro. He was a motherfucker. I think he dunked on Bron. He dunked on somebody. He was a problem.
He was giving them some problems.
So now I'm gonna get to where I am. I'm done with free agency talk. When something else come up next pod, we'll talk about it. But this is my question to the guys. I'm gonna start with you first, 1-5. Now that we know what it looked like, right? So far, not the landscape in general. Who's coming out the East and who's coming out the West, 1-5?
Man, the West is tough. I like Houston with Durant on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I like them a lot. I'm gonna go Houston West, and I'm gonna go. Man, I mean, you almost got to go Knicks East. Just
They strapped. They, they
yeah.
made a move.
I mean,
They
you have to
strapped.
because the
Because
Pacers
you gotta think,
downgraded.
Boston go. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna get to my point later.
Yeah,
Okay, so you got
Yeah.
Knicks and you got Houston. Houston and Knicks.
yeah.
Okay.
'Cause the other
So
teams got
1-5
injuries.
is. So just so everybody here, like I said, like and subscribe, please. The Reds just beat my Red Sox 8-4. Shout out to the Reds. Y'all didn't get swept. Thank you, because I ain't want to sweep y'all. 1-5 got West team Rockets, East team Knicks. So that's please like, subscribe, share. We love y'all. Fuck with us. We popping 2 times. Who out the West? Who out the East?
This is obvious. It's going to be a Thunder and Cavalier matchup. This is what we should have got. You know what I mean? I personally think that sometimes, injuries get in the way, and I think that's what was the Cleveland's problem from the jump. They got injuries at the wrong time with Garland, and they big man and everything. So it was some issues they had to fight through, but it just came in at the wrong time, and they ended up getting tripped up. I mean, we could be talking about the Cavaliers the way we talking about the Thunder this upcoming season, but I have a feeling that the Thunder, now that they've gone through their journey and they figured out things, I think they're going to be tough to beat, and I think they repeat and they play the Cavaliers in the finals.
Let's also keep this in mind. No, we can't hear you, News. You might have to come on back. I'm curious to see what LeBron does. If he stays in LA or he okays a trade. You know what I mean? Because he's got no trade clause, but then they came out and said, we want to win now type of thing, which I get.
And they're trying to build that team around Luka, and it's like they know he may only have a year.
Right. So,
Because they was talking about him having a reunion in Miami. I said, nah, man, I don't need him for a year. A year for what? We're not really in contention. I don't want to see that.
Man, I see him going to a contender, and man, it really just depends on the pieces that they got to give up. If he does move, he may not move. He may like
you know what they were saying. They were talking about this in great depth on one of the websites I was looking at. Well, I normally look at on a regular basis, and what they were saying was the Lakers already perceive that if they do try to put him out there on the trade block, they're not going to get much of a haul because they already know he's probably going to be a 1 year rental. So nobody's going to give up great future assets. Now I could see somebody maybe trading like 2 or 3 second-round picks and maybe a halfway decent player, but it's not going to be something where it fucks up somebody's chemistry or something where they had to trade somebody just to get him back for 1 year. Nobody's going to do that. The Lakers are going to have to sit on him if teams call for him. Yeah. And it's one of the teams he may be interested in going, and the Lakers balk on it, it's going to be a problem. So it's like, I agree with you. This may actually be one of those situations where, you know, this might cause some tension in LA because, I mean, me personally, I think he should just finish out his career there. There's no point of going back to Cleveland or going anywhere else. You know, yeah, they want to. Go ahead.
So, I was just going to say LeBron's whole "we can't hear you" still news. Can't hear you. Now I'm just going to say, like, LeBron's always took the path of least resistance to get to the finals. I can't hear you. So to me, it'd be him getting over to the East somewhere, whether it be the Knicks, the Cavs, you know, whoever, Celtics, whoever.
But you know what it is, right? Remember, we just mentioned this last podcast. With the way his management is, he always finds a way to control the narrative. Yeah, you're back. He always tries to control the narrative. So he's going to find a way to get to a team if he actually tries to end up leaving LA, that he has the best chance to get one ring and ride out in the sun. But ain't nobody going to trade a whole bunch of shit for him, man. You'd be stupid to trade a whole bunch of shit for him.
Now, hold on. Before we go forward.
Yeah.
I had a phone call when you was talking 2 times. When you was talking, I had a phone call. What teams did you pick from the West and the East?
Oh, I picked I'm sorry. I picked the Thunder and the Cavaliers with the Thunder repeat.
Okay, now let me step in and get my pick. And then we'll get back in this conversation. I got the Thunder repeating too. I also I got either the Knicks or the Cavs. I'm not gonna pick one yet, but I'm Knicks/Cavs for the East. So we're talking about LeBron and this deal, right?
Yeah.
Since I'm the Lakers fan, then y'all want to know what I think?
Yeah, of course.
Well, we couldn't.
I was actually gonna call you. I was actually gonna talk to you earlier today if I didn't have my difficulties that you already know I had earlier today. So,
I wanted Kevin Durant 10 years ago. When Kevin Durant was a free agency leaving Golden State, I wanted Kevin Durant. I've always wanted Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, if nobody knows, since Kobe Bryant passed away and Kobe Bryant left this league, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry is my favorite players in the NBA. What LeBron has done in LA he's done a great job to a certain extent, but it's time. You're not, if you go somewhere else, go. But what we gonna get back for you, somebody has to give the haul for you. And that's what LA is gonna ask for. He might not be worth the haul, but they're gonna want the whole haul. Mm-hmm. They're gonna want all, and they're gonna want your best player. They might even want your second best player, and they're gonna want your picks. Is he
not
worth
for
it?
one
No.
rental. Not for 1 year rental.
Is he worth it? No, he's 40 years old. But you're saying 1 year rental based on, but you got to remember, It's based on where he wants to go. Because if he goes where he wants to go, he might give him 2 years, 3 years. So you don't know if he's really a 1-year rental. He's only doing a 1-year rental for us.
Exactly.
Because he wants to convince you that I won't sign long term with nobody else. But then if he goes where he wants to go 2 times, because remember, we talked about this the other day. Who loves to control the narrative from Clutch Sports?
I was just talking about that while you was having audio problems.
Yeah. He talked about that. Yeah.
Because we had this conversation. And I told him, I said, when you want to control the narrative of what you do in the world, you know what? I'm going to tell you what's funny. The biggest people in the world right now love to control their narratives. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z, LeBron James, Tiger Woods. And it's nothing wrong with it. You got the money to do it, you do it. Yeah. But then there's a time when people do this to you. Calm down. Like Diddy. Calm down, Diddy. You said you owned Ciroc. You said you run Ciroc. And what happened? Here come the case. They had to humble you, my man. Shout out to Diddy for the not guilty shit. Yeah. Even though he got 1 charge. Shout out to him. Because I didn't understand what we was doing anyway. We're taking a man to jail for having sex and his sex life. I don't give a fuck about his sex life. We all got our own sex lives. Yeah. We don't give a fuck about that.
If you're prosecuting for the stuff you didn't prosecute him before, that's something different. But then say that, though.
Let me move on to NFL.
Yeah, please.
And then we go WNBA, MLB, and we get the fuck out of here so we can get to our lives. Jalen Ramsey traded to the Steelers for Minka Fitzpatrick. The Dolphins get him. The Steelers also get tight end Jonnu Smith to add to their wide receiver room. The Steelers definitely got the win in this, but it's a lateral move for Ramsey for Fitzpatrick. It's lateral. It's nothing special. But I believe they're going to, like I told 2 times, 1-5, I told 2 times, I think they're going to move Ramsey to safety. They're trying to turn him into the new Charles Woodson, for sure. Because he's a step slower. He can't check nobody one-on-one no more. But he can hit like he can hit like a motherfucker though. He's a hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just fits. It's perfect for them. Mm-hmm. But this is my question for y'all. What the fuck is the Dolphins doing? What
have they been doing for the last 40-some years?
But no.
Hey, no, come on, man. When have the Dolphins been a team motherfuckers like, oh my God, you goddamn Dolphins?
Come on, man. You want some humps? You want some humps? You want some humps on camera? All right, listen. This is why I'm saying this, though. Check this out, though. And y'all gonna hear me out. Y'all gonna be like, damn, it do make sense. You just went and got Tyreek Hill and paid him $1 million goddamn $100. You gave him so much money he can shit on himself 100 million times. And then you're tearing your team apart? What are we doing?
What did you
see? Trade him.
You see who they traded for today? The Dolphins? Darren Waller?
No, they got him.
Yeah,
they traded for him and he came out of retirement. He was making music videos. He was rapping.
Yeah, he was rapping. He retired. And then they
1-5. Give him what he's looking for, man. Give him some beats.
Man,
Hey, 2 times. Keep your ass over there. Don't ever fuck about the bitch.
Dr. Kalam.
Real wild. No time.
If you'd have heard that shit he put out, he needs some help, man.
Hey, bro, we don't fuck with DJ such and such. Fuck that. I'm gonna put this out there too. I didn't announce this. I forgot to say it on the last show. The Ravens signed Jair Alexander. He is Lamar Jackson's former teammate at Louisville. They have a bond, so that's why he made the choice where he was gonna go to Philly, but he's from Philadelphia. But he decided to go there for a 1-year deal, which I think is smart for him because he's going to test free agency and he's going to ball out. He's in the AFC. He has a great chance to ball out.
Plus, Baltimore ain't but like 5 minutes from Philly.
Yeah. In the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is leading all voters with all-star votes. This is her 2nd year in a row. So this lets you know how big the game is getting, where the youngsters in the game is starting to take over, which is a good thing because when we was watching WNBA, it was Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, it was all the old motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So the young motherfuckers is coming up. Shout out to Angel Reese for 5. I think it's about to be 6, but she had 5 straight games of a double, 15 plus rebounds a game. She's monstering right now. You feel me? So
I want to say 2 things about that real quick. 2 things. One, the Aces are falling apart and they need some help. I think they wouldn't trade it for somebody today. I think they just traded for somebody. And then 2, did you notice that they were online? One of the betting companies had to stop. They had to stop ceasing the prop bet where you could bet on if Angel Reese misses her first shot every game.
Because they was losing their ass on it.
Yeah, yes, you can't even bet on that shit anymore because she was missing for her shot like every fucking game.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, they was losing their ass.
Baseball, Detroit still on top.
Yeah.
Yankees right behind them. Houston is right behind Detroit. Honestly, the Phillies, the Mets, the Cubs, the Dodgers, all rolling. Shout out to the Reds. I watched the Reds go through a good run. Shout out to Steer. Steer hit 3 home runs in front of me and my lady. That shit was fire. I had never seen that shit in person. I mean, not person, but live. Like when somebody hit 3 home runs straight, but we watched that shit straight. And he was going for 4. The Reds on the hot streak, but we just beat them 2-1 in the series. But shout out to 2 times, man. I'm gonna tell you why 2 times team is so good. I did my research, and he's gonna love this for me. These motherfuckers pitching staff. They got a motherfucker that's 8-2 on the staff, and then they got a motherfucker that's 10-2 on the staff. These 2 motherfuckers is throwing hella games right now. Ain't nobody fucking with their pitching staff. So if you got
Tiger ball,
Tigers, get up with somebody else because the Tigers pitching staff is the reason why they got the best record in the MLB.
But you know what's so ironic about the last time we was relevant? Our pitching staff we couldn't be fucked with, but we just couldn't.
Yeah, you had Verlander. Verlander.
We had everybody. We had Verlander. We had we sent to Washington. What's his name? I can't think of his name offhand. But we had everybody.
Scherzer.
Yeah, we had everybody.
All right, so we about to get into these. I need to get into this end of the because I got shit to do, man. You know what segment we in tonight? It was 2 times last. It is 1-5 now, ain't it?
Yeah, you got the right.
Yeah, it is. Oh boy,
am I right?
So yeah,
am I right though?
Yeah.
My shit. Side note. Go ahead, 1-5.
So I gotta take a drink for this one.
I do too now that you just said that.
Okay.
Yeah, me 3.
I'm really sipping though. I'm off tomorrow.
Me too.
Fuck y'all. Me 3.
Right.
Got to be more careful.
I gotta work.
Damn right. You ain't lying.
So my guy for the Pistons is allegedly.
Oh my god.
Allegedly betting on basketball. If that's true,
it ain't looking good though. It ain't looking good though, man.
Because I saw a video.
Because I'm about to add something. As soon as you say what you said, I'm about to add something to that.
Well, there was a video.
I saw the Grizzlies video where he ran up and dunked real fast.
Yeah.
Just to make it be a 7-point. Oh my god.
7-point and the over-under was 7.5. And he was like, you could see the look on his face, the panic in his eyes when they scored that last bucket. And he was like, give me the effing ball. Ran down and dunked real quick. It doesn't look good for my guy. And this is going to be the problem going forward because there's always a group of individuals that think they're smarter than the room. They feel like they're not going to get caught, and they always get caught. And this is shitty for all of us who like to bet on sports and do all that thing, all that stuff, because it brings a cloud of, is it real to the game now? If the players are throwing the game, the refs have been, there's been refs that have controlled outcomes of games for betting. I just don't understand.
But 1-5.
Yeah.
Let's be honest though. Let's be honest though. everybody that's done this has gotten called.
They
It
have
don't matter
got
what
caught.
league. It don't matter
They
what
have
league
got
they're
caught.
in.
But
They
think
get
of all
caught.
the people
NFL
that
players
lost
keep getting
money.
caught.
That lost money on something because they may have put a prop bet on dude to get like 3 or 4 rebounds, and he was like, "Oh shit, I ain't gonna get no rebounds tonight," or you know what I mean. Think of the team aspect of that to where they're not playing hard enough. Who is the guy that got caught earlier this year?
That was Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. He got
Yeah,
thrown out the league.
yeah.
Jonte Porter.
Then there was a thing where they caught texting Anthony
Terry,
Edwards like, "Hey, can you
Terry
shoot more
Rozier.
threes
Terry
than me?
Rozier
Yeah,
under investigation.
I bet you can't shoot more threes than me. Can you hit at least 7 tonight? You know, stuff
Well,
like that."
the thing with that was he was leading him by 6 3 pointers made. So I don't think that one was one. He was just trying to protect it, but it could be. But this was the crazy part though. So they just cleared up Terry Rozier, my point guard's allegation. So he's in the clear on that one. But they're actually they're actually digging deep into Malik Beasley's financial situation because he supposedly was owed he had stiffed his dentist money. He owed the barber some money. He had a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of wild. And first I was on some, man, I hope they ain't do it. But then the more I started reading things, I said, man, I'm just gonna sit back and watch. I'm not gonna do this like I've done that with past people. I said, man, he ain't do that, and they looked up and them motherfuckers was guilty. So I'm cool on that now. And it's just sad. It's just sad because this man is broke right now, supposedly, allegedly. And if this was the case, his career is over.
Oh, he's never
You know
playing
what I mean?
in the NBA again just because of this.
Yeah. And then the NBA.
We've had over the past year or two, we had a college baseball team that was a coach that was doing this. We had another NFL players for the Colts that were betting on games.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had this feeling like here soon they might end up outlawing sports betting in a certain way. There's going to be a certain sanctions on it. There's going to be certain ways you're going to have to do it because remember, 20 years ago, every major sports league in America vowed to never put a team in Las Vegas. And what's the only sports league right now that doesn't have a team in the Las Vegas? The NBA. And guess what? As soon as they get their collective bargaining agreement, they're supposed to be announcing 2 expansion teams, supposedly more than likely in Seattle and one in Vegas. So like I said, we'll see where that shit goes, but this shit ain't looking too good, man. And I hope this brother didn't do it, but it ain't looking too good, man. I hope not, man. This is all alleged stuff. We're not accusing this man of anything. This is what's out there. So we're not accusing this man of anything. This is what's out here.
The bigger point is it puts a scar on the whole betting on sports thing.
The integrity of sports in general, man.
Yeah.
We've had steroids. We have betting. You know, Mike had to get. They supposedly tried to set Mike down 30 years ago because of it, allegedly. You know what I mean? So it's like it put, like you said, a huge black eye on sports because anytime something crazy happens, now we looking like, oh shit, that's what the ref was talking about when he got caught. Now he be talking because he be talking greasy all the time. He like, man, see what I was telling you? I told you I wasn't the only one.
Right.
Okay. 2 times. What is your side note tonight?
Man, summer league starts on Saturday. You know that's my favorite time of the year, baby. NBA Summer League. Yes, sir. You know what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be watching Summer League.
He's gonna be watching all the rookies.
Hey, I get to see my dude, man. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but his name is like Junaconis or something like that. I can't even pronounce his name. He would play the Illinois.
You're basically going to be watching rec ball.
He hates I love Summer League, man. I love Summer League. He hates it. Summer League's that shit, baby. You gotta love it. There's some hungry cats right there, man.
Yeah, they are. He had to get up. Summer League put a stain on his whole room, bro.
Summer League. One bag, you know that bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Summer League's that shit, boy. You gotta understand.
He just really loves some Summer League.
So I'm gonna get into a serious side note.
Yep.
I don't normally tell my business. I don't even want to say it, but I'm gonna say it because I'm a realist, and people rock with me, and they know who I am. I went to an episode recently, man, where my mother, Pearl, that's dear to a lot of people's heart. My mother had a heart attack, and she bounced back real fast, which is scary about it. But she just went back to the hospital today. I just want everybody on the side note, everybody that watches the pod, please put your prayers up for my mother. Um, it's the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life besides losing my brother because my mother's my rock. So like for me, it's like right now I'm trying to be like my normal self. I don't panic for real. If anybody knows me, especially these two guys, I don't panic. I can't. I lost the goat, the oldest goat in my world. So I have to be him. So I can't panic when it comes to shit like this. But my mother is back in the hospital getting checked out for some shit. She called me during this pod. That's the reason why I lost connection. If anybody was watching or listening, like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. But what Pearl has done to me and Pearl has done for me in my world is I can't explain it. There's no bad news without Pearl. Excuse me. There's no Dane Young without Pearl. There's no Young Money without Pearl. There's no co-CEO of Star Money Click. There's no brother to James. There's no brother to Todd. There's nothing without Pearl. And I just want everybody to please keep my mother in prayer. It's just for me right now. It's not that hard. It's just tough because I'm solid. So it's like for me, it's like I'm trying to keep my composure. What I'm going through. But it's just something I wanted to share with everybody. I'm not scared to share. Most people that watch us, they love us. I love everybody that watch us. Most people that watch us is our family, friends, people that fuck with us the long way. So I just want to let y'all know what I'm going through. I'm keeping my composure. Don't panic. Booney Mac, like I said, I had to wear my brother tonight because I felt I needed him to carry me through what I'm going through right now. But I really appreciate everybody checking out the show. But that's my side note tonight. Just keep my mother in prayer, keep my family in prayer, please. I pray for
Hey
everybody.
man, we love you, man. Hey man, your mom gonna be all right, bro. It's gonna be okay. We got you, bro.
I already know. But I'm gonna get out here on that same note. Everything I do it on God. Everything we do it on God. When I do it with these two crazy motherfuckers, which are my brothers, we do it on God. I am Young Money Bad News, the co-CEO of the Star Money Click, no more rapper in the world, and I am BMC for life. And I also have a brand new album coming out on 9/11, my daughter's birthday. Legendary! Gonna be a bad motherfucker.
You ain't
1-5
lying.
BET People Choice Award nominee, co-CEO of the Star Money Click, number one producer in the world. He also owns Punish Me Vodka that sponsors every show we do. Jimmy 2 times, the 49ers, Heat, Tigers, and Sooners fan. He is also my brother from another mother. We was the On God podcast. Y'all stay prayed up because I do every day. Y'all have a good day. Y'all have a great holiday. We will see y'all Sunday after we leave the studio. We out.
Assalamu alaikum. Everybody be safe.
Shalom.
Star money drifting gold, we sipping on success. Diamonds make moves, icy wrists stay fresh. Dating lights flicker, shadows of the best. Click rolling deep, never failing, no test. I'm the man, star money's glow. Diamonds dance, watch them show. Click together, never solo. Ohio's finest, let them know. OVO nights, Heavy on the vibe, strutting through the city, unstoppable tribe. Cash in the pocket, dreams in our eyes. Popping bottles, no disguise. I'm the man, star money's glow. Diamonds dance, watch them show. Click together, never solo. Ohio's finest, let 'em know. Whispers in the dark, luxury and grace. Star money governs, leads the race. Glitz on the teeth, crowns in place. Date and nights, victories embrace. From the streets to the skies, we escalate. Star money, quick plans, they never late. Money in our steps, on the path to great. Diamonds in Dayton, check the state. I'm the man, star money's glow. Diamonds dance, watch them show. Click together, never solo. Ohio's finest, let 'em know. Whispers in the dark, luxury and grace. Star money governs, leads the race. Glitz on the teeth, crowns in place. Date and nights, victories embrace. From the streets to the skies, we escalate. Star money, quick plans, they never late. Money in our steps, on the path to great. Diamonds in Dayton, check the state.